Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Okay, so I have a question. And just to paint a small picture, my husband and I, we've been married for 7 years. We have no debt other than the mortgage on our house, and so we're very thankful and have worked very hard for that. We've got 2 young kids, able to establish an emergency fund and retirement accounts and college savings for them. But with all of that said, my parents are really not on a same financial path as we are. My dad is in his 80s now and still works full time. My mom does not work, and she hasn't worked before, but just recently they've been bringing up to us, kind of my husband and I, that they don't know what they're going to do for retirement. They have no retirement savings, very little in a savings account. They're not even really in a place to afford the house that they own with the money that they're making. And we're starting to get this feeling that they're expecting us to take care of them at some point or to do something to help them. And without tapping into our own retirement or savings for our children's college and things like that, we're just really not in that type of space. And so my question is it too late for them to start putting together a retirement plan? What are some options for them, or how best really, what kind of boundaries do we need to set as a young family in helping out that other generation in retirement?
Wow. I mean, it sounds almost ludicrous to just say out loud, he's 80, and now he thought about retirement. Golly. Wow. Who's late to the party here? Like 20 years. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. So he's working every day, and he's 80.
Yes, every single day. And he's one of these people, he loves to work, so I think he always will. And at one point
if he can.
Right.
But you can't always. You don't always have that as an option. I mean, his health may fail him. What does he make?
Sure. So I want to say he's making around right at about $100,000 total, because he does have Social Security coming in as well. But around $100,000, but my mom has never worked, and so the question kind of is, if and when one of them passes before the other, what are they going to do? And that's where they're turning to us, is this younger generation, and asking us that question. And I don't really know what to say. The Bible teaches us to honor our father and mother, but how does that translate into something like this?
Yeah. Well, let me address that before I forget it. Honoring your parents means you honor the position of fatherhood. It's like honoring the president. I may or may not agree with the president, but I honor the position of president. Does that make sense? And I can still disagree with the president because he might be wrong, that kind of stuff, right? So if mom's doing cocaine, we don't honor that, okay? That's a misbehavior, but we honor her position as mother. Does that make sense? So we can honor them, and it doesn't require we give them money. That scripture has nothing to do with giving them money. So anyway,
there's no financial obligation.
Yeah,
you can still respect and honor them.
I mean, just honor them, but it's just like, gosh, okay. Well, I think we got to head this off at the pass, and I think it's just time for a real clear in-person talk the next time you're in town, and the holidays are coming up. So here we go, right? So we're going to sit down with them and leave your husband out of it, and leave whoever else out of it, and just sit down and go, Mom and Dad, couple things. One is, I love you and I'm worried about you. 2 is, what's your plan? 3 is, I'm not your plan. Okay? And so since I'm not your plan, I will coach you. I will cheer for you. I will help you in any way I can. I don't have the financial mathematical bandwidth to be your plan. So if you've got this in your head that somehow I'm going to pick this up when one of you can't, we need to talk about what happens, Dad, if you can't work anymore because your health fails. We need to talk about what happens, Mom, if Dad dies and $100,000 a year is not coming in anymore. How are you going to stay in this house? We need to talk about, because I want to love you all well and ask and walk with you as you face what looks like some very difficult decisions to me that you're going to be making. And I hurt for you, and I want to help if I can, coaching and cheering aspect, but not in the financial aspect. And I think you say all that out loud. What you might discover is that they maybe have done something you don't even know about. Maybe they're further ahead than you think. Maybe they're worse off than you think. But knowing if they put their cards on the table face up, knowing what's going on is going to be a lot better for you than just guessing, because guessing always makes us think it's worse than it is.
And some tactical pieces you can do, Megan, is sit down with them and go, let's make a budget together. We're going to sit down and use every dollar. Let me get you connected to a SmartVestor Pro. Let's get you investing some of this $100,000 while you still have it. Let's look at your total debt load. Do you need to downsize and home? What sacrifices must be made for you guys to retire with dignity? You can help them answer the questions, but I would not just start funding their misbehavior for the last 20 years.
You do not have a moral, ethical, or spiritual obligation to write them checks.
And that's what we've been worried about, and we want to see them do well. And we've had some of these initial conversations saying we don't have that bandwidth.
Okay, what do they say?
So I think it may be just some of their own nervousness coming in. They kind of laugh it off a little bit and kind of joke saying, and this has been said by my mom, like, well, I'll just move in with you guys and help take care of your children. Yeah. And that's not really
gonna happen.
Plan that we want. Yeah.
And just say, Mom, I love you, but I would kill you if you moved in here, and you would kill me. And so we don't want any murders. So we need a different plan.
She might stop laughing. Oh gosh, that was too real.
Right.
But these are tough boundaries conversations.
No. We're going to sell your house. And we're going to buy you a condo that's 1/10 the size of this house. And you're going to pay cash for it and live on Social Security, Mom. That's what you're going to do. And that's going to be your best life now. And, you just got to work. You got to push them on through it. And the problem is it's just very difficult. It's very difficult. But I don't want you to misinterpret that scripture and let that be turned into an enabling vibe. And that's what you're struggling with. You're like, I want to be a good daughter. I want to be a good spiritual person, but I don't want to be an enabler. And it feels like they've been not dealing with this, and now they're going to want me to deal with it since they didn't deal with it. And that's most of America right now, by the way.
Yeah, this is an epidemic. They call them silver squatters, Dave, relying on the kids.
Silver squatters.
Don't like it, but that's what they called it.
Got little silver hair going, and they just squatted right there in the old living room, said, I'm going to take care of your kids. I'm going to take care of your kids. The silver squatters. Oh, that's awful. This is the Ramsey Show. Yahoo Finance. Generation X has gone by many names over the years. They started as the MTV generation, became known as the Latchkey Kids, were labeled America's forgotten middle child. But as retirement looms closer for Gen X, a new term is popping up in conversations that captures the anxiety and uncertainty many are feeling. Silver squatters.
There it is.
There it is. It's a phrase that vividly paints a picture of a generation grappling with a looming financial crisis as they edge into their mid-50s without the cushion needed for a secure retirement. The silver nods to the graying hair. Squatters suggest where they might end up staying with their adult children. There it is.
Median retirement for 55-year-olds?
Which we call these adult children the sandwich generation. They're sandwiched between their kids' college and their parents' lack of retirement planning. Oof. And they're supposed to take care of people on both ends of the spectrum, and in the middle, you get squashed.
I feel like that would just create a cycle where they become the next silver squatters because they had to take care of the people on all sides and therefore couldn't invest in retirement because they were trying to fund mom and dad's retirement.
Yeah.
That's scary. I say you change your family tree and go, we're not doing that.
Well, I think you have to bring out the secret weapon.
What's that?
The ancient word.
Uh-oh.
The word that no one is allowed to speak anymore. You're not allowed to utter it in the American public.
Has it been canceled?
You can't say it in any place, particularly around government or around entitled people. You want to hear the word?
I want to hear it.
No.
Dave, you can't say it on air. We're going to get taken off.
I know. You press your tongue towards the roof of your mouth, make a kissing motion with your lips. I know you've not used it in a while. No. No, we're not going on vacation. We can't afford it. No, we can't keep this house. We haven't saved anything for retirement. No, you can't lease that car, bozo. You're broke. No, you can't afford a boat. No, you can't even afford the fish the boat would catch. No, you can't afford to put gas in the boat that the fish won't catch. But no, 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 no. Dave, you're no fun. Yes, I am. I'm a lot of fun. No.
Dave loves saying no. It's one of your. It's how you got here today.
It's a great boundary exercise. No, Mom, you're not moving in with us. No, I just found out today you're called a silver squatter. Who knew?
I want to know what they call you.
It's kind of derogatory. I'm not sure that's honoring your parents. But yeah, no. I have to feed my kids. No, you're 80 years old. You just now woke up and realized there's retirement. Where the heck was your brain 40 years ago? No. No, you can't afford to go on vacation. No, you can't afford to eat out every night. No, you're going to eat beans and rice and beans. No eating out. No, you're broke people. Broke people don't do things like that. No, you can't have a cell phone. No, you're broke. No. It's the ancient word. It will set you free.
I want to make that a ringtone and sell it so badly. It's just Dave saying no.
Well, it's not a killjoy thing because you're saying no so that you can say yes to living. It's live like no one else so that later you can live like no one else. It's no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. If I want my belly to be smaller, I have to look at a donut and say no. Because my belly grows exponentially just by walking past donuts, much less eating them.
I didn't know smelling calories still counts.
Fat boy. No more donuts. No.
This could change America.
I'm telling you, it's an amazing thing. But no one says it to each other or to themselves. And when you learn this magical word, it will set you free.
Because I want to be a good daughter, a good friend, a good wife, so I'm just going to say yes to it all.
No, you're not an enabler. No, I love you too much to lie to you. No. Really, seriously, it'll set you free. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.